You ever heard the expression from good hands to boxing gloves? Well, it comes from a book from David Berardinelli about the insurance company's way of telling people that you could trust us and you're in good hands, but then when you have a claim, they deny the claim, they delay payment, and they defend it in court. If you're one of those brave souls that hears things like that and thinks, that's for me, that's a challenge I want, let me at the insurance adjuster, then I'm going to give you 5 tips for effectively communicating with the adjuster on your claim. Tip number 1, keep a detailed, and even better yet, keep a recording of all the conversations that you have with the adjuster. Listen, these people are trained, twist your words and use them against you. They're ready to take the time that you said, I'm starting to feel better, or the time that you said, I think I'm almost out of care, and spring it back on you 2 or 3 months later when you're still in physical therapy. The only way to combat them from doing this is to keep a detailed catalog of all the conversations or to record all the conversations in the first place. Number 2, be polite, but be firm in your interactions with them. Don't let the insurance company steamroll you into signing medical authorizations or settling the case before it's time for settlement. Number 3, clearly articulate what you want in the case and justify why you want it. If you're negotiating a case, you have to have set in your mind where you want to end up, because if you don't have a target number in your mind and you just want more and more and more, you're never going to be able to effectively negotiate with the insurance company. The number 1 tip that I can give you for justifying your demands in an insurance claim is adding the word because. There's a study out there that examined people in an office setting, and they took the copier line in the copy room. And when there was a line, they'd have somebody go up through the back of the line and say, can I cut in front of everybody and make my copies first? What do you think everybody in the line said? No. But when they added one word, because, and then an explanation, 97% of the time, they were able to cut in front. But when they added one word, when they just said because, and added any justification at all, more often than not, they were able to go to the front of the line and make their copies. And so you need to take the same approach when you're settling your auto accident case. I want $15,000 because blah, 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 blah. If you don't have an explanation, or if it's not a good explanation, the insurance adjuster isn't going to listen to you. Number 4, you want to provide only that information that's absolutely necessary to settle the claim. And here's the thing, is you probably don't know that, right? You probably don't know what the insurance adjuster actually needs in order to get your case resolved. They may be asking you about, what are your out-of-pocket costs? What did your health insurance pay? Well, in most states, that actually doesn't matter. In Virginia, for example, where I practice, that doesn't matter at all. And so what the insurance adjuster is trying to do is get more information about your case that they can use to get the case resolved. It's unnecessary information, but it's more information, because they know that if you didn't have very many out-of-pocket costs, or if you have very high out-of-pocket costs, then that impacts what your settlement range might be on a case. Somebody, for instance, who has very low out-of-pocket costs is more likely to take a lower settlement than somebody who still owes all the medical costs. And so understanding the framework of what the insurance adjuster actually needs to know is terribly important to negotiating an effective settlement for yourself. Number 5 trick and tip for dealing with an insurance adjuster is knowing when you're out of your league, right? Knowing when it's time to hang up the phone and call a lawyer. And for me, the advice that I give the people who call us is, if you've had care that goes beyond a couple of weeks of physical therapy or chiropractic care, you're probably going to be better off with a lawyer, especially if you have the kind of busy life with work and kids and hobbies where you don't have time to become an expert, number 1, in the insurance laws, but number 2, in negotiation. It's better off that you spend your time and your money and you hire a lawyer to come in, take a contingency fee on your claim, and negotiate on your behalf. That way, your interests are aligned. The more money that the lawyer gets you on the case, the more money that the lawyer earns. And you've hired a professional who actually knows the ins and outs of the system to try to get the case resolved for you. So if you've made it all the way through this video, I hope you've gotten some value out of it. If you have, I would love it if you'd hit that subscribe button so you get more tips and tricks for handling your auto accident case from lawyers like me.